Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be looking at a wedge pattern here on crude oil, looking for it to fail a little bit lower here, entry at 106 to the downside. Now if they can get that filled, which we actually just got filled, looking at my first target here at 105.75, and the second target's going to be just a 200% extension down here at 105.52. Now because we're digging for a little bit of a larger leg on this one, we're actually going to go to 105.54 there. And the stop is going to go above the high, 106.21. We're 3 contracts short, so we'll just adjust that to 3. There we go. So currently filled short here at 106 even, looking for a little bit of an early entry really on this wedge pattern. And this entire morning we've been seeing this huge drop down where, you know, crude oil attempted to move higher, had a nice little buy up, but as soon as they tagged that high there, they quickly failed off, and the buyers tried to defend it several times, and they just kept crashing lower and lower. Now, once they started digging back down to the downside again, you know, the buyers still tried picking it up down here, and you can see this whole area of consolidation that we had through here. They were trying to buy up that area where it just basically fell right back down again, and then it came crashing lower around 8:30 or so back to the downside. Now, we've basically come into the same situation where we're coming down to new lows here, testing our target, by the way, see if they can get it filled. Coming down to new lows here on the day, breaking to the overnight lows and breaking through them. Now we're just looking to essentially basically look for the exact same thing, where the buyers are going to fail again trying to buy these lows, and it's just going to sell right back to the downside. So we have our first target taken care of already, and from our entry at 106 even, that got us taken out, and I have to adjust my drawing tool here, and we'll just put those on the chart. And that got rid of all my drawing objects. Let me just adjust that really quick. There we go. And I got all kinds of fun stuff on there. Cool. So we're looking for our target that just got taken off here at 105.75 from our entry short back here at 106. So that locks in 25 ticks. Now we took 2 contracts off there, so we're up $500 on the trade already. Now we're just waiting for a further fall lower. Now again, the reason I really like this setup is just looking at general price action here. We had this big burst down here after the buyers failed to hold it here. And now typically when that kind of stuff happens, you're going to have a little area of consolidation. This is where people are, you know, entering the market thinking it's going to reverse, looking to sell more. So it's just basically a big area of accumulation, regardless of which direction you're looking for. Now, in this case, we broke down into that consolidation, meaning that we should see another breakdown, again, confirming that trend direction. One of the big things that we saw, though, is we've got this big line coming through here where every time price came up, we tested it and failed, tested it and failed, tested it and failed. And now, again, at the top of where I've got this drawn, they came a little short, tested that other area, and failed there as well, giving us a nice bearish candle. It was more of a spinning top than anything else because there was a decent amount of wick at the lows and highs. That's why I didn't take an entry short underneath that one. I opted to take a short underneath the previous swing low. So that's why I was looking to get short where I did. In terms of the first target, second target, all of that was actually pretty easy. That's just the size of the actual wedge itself. And now we're sitting up on the trade, $500, waiting for a continuation move to the downside. And we're seeing a huge block of selling pressure come in here. So it wouldn't be that much of a surprise, again, just like we saw back here and back here, to see it consolidate again before, you know, maybe if it doesn't hit our target, it'll consolidate a little bit again, and then it'll catch one more burst down to give us that 3-wave down to fill our final target. From there, you know, that might be where we see that reversal back to the upside again. But instead of trying to project where reversals are going to happen, we're just looking to see if we can get that target taken out at 105.54. So we've come down to 57. We came 3 ticks away from our target, and, you know, our stop is at break even. If anything, you know, we're already in a safe position. We're up $500 on the trade. You could lock your stop in, you know, above this high right here at 105.92. But honestly, that's a really strong area where people are going to see this big red candle. A lot of stops are going to be floating above that. And if that's a bull trap, it's just going to hit that area, stop you out, and then come straight back down again. So I'm going to opt to leave my stop at break even, maybe break even +1 just to cover commission if you wanted to. But I'm content with $500 in the bank already. already and just waiting for a farther fall down. Now, if it does consolidate and takes a little bit of time to get that target to the downside, if they can't hit it now, we'll try to ride out that consolidation as much as possible. We're looking for a 46 tick final target. So we've already got $500 locked in on the first target there. 2 contracts off at plus 25, looking for another 46 to see if the sellers can come down and get it. It looks like we might. I mean, they're kind of running out of juice here at these lows, so it might take a little bit longer. Probably move into an area consolidation where it might be a chance to possibly reload again to get back in. But we'll see what the sellers want to do. For right now, we have everything exactly where we want it, and we'll see if they can get our final target filled. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, we're back. I just wanted to do a quick update. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid, and that's why I don't necessarily like trailing my stops behind these big candles, because it's just a huge magnet for stops. Let me draw an arrow on there so we can see it a little bit easier. But price came straight up into that level where a lot of people are going to trail their stops, and it triggered them in, immediately closed right back down. Now we're seeing some bearish indications that we might fall back lower again. So it's just a big reason why you really want to be careful on that kind of stuff. Now, you could be looking for a high-risk second entry or an add-on position here at 105.77 again, just looking for a potential reload back down to the lows. Because this, the entry candle's bullish, ended with more wick on the highs, I guess. There are some bearish indications, but I would rather wait for, a bearish candle to get us into this move here before we look to start adding to the position if we do decide to add to the position. Now, if anything, because of this stop run here, we're starting to see the sellers come back in. Depending on how this candle closes here in about 30 seconds, we might be able to, ratchet our stop down a little bit closer to 105.95. It's not a huge lock-in by any means, but if this is a bull trap, we shouldn't come back to revisit those highs. Now, if it is a fake-out bull trap, basically where they fake people in to get them stuck out and then go back up again, then we'll get stopped out here at, 105.95. But we shouldn't be coming back to revisit that location anytime soon. Again, you could have a high-risk re-entry here at 105.78 or 77 or so, come back down to the lows. I'm going to opt to wait a little bit, just to potentially see if we can get a bearish candle to hop in on here, which it looks like this candle might be ending that way. So depending on how the risk reward looks on this trade, you could be looking for another short 105.71, looking for our target at 17 ticks. 71 to where the stop is, you're looking at 24 ticks. Risk reward's not really in line, but again, if this is a solid bull trap, we shouldn't be coming back to those highs. I'm not going to take it just because the risk reward is kind of off on that one. But that could be another re-entry down here, 105.71 to the downside. We'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if the sellers have what it takes to push us down here. I really like the fact that we've got this bull trap here and not expecting price to come back up from those highs. So we'll see if they can get our target filled down here at 105.54 for another push lower. We do have news right around the corner. And that's something to definitely take into consideration. I mean, we're coming into 10:30. We've got crude oil inventories coming out, and that's where you've got to really, really be careful. So that's a little bit more why I'm a little bit more aggressive in wanting to lock my stop in here at 105.95, just in case if we do get a big bullish move and I catch slippage. The slippage is going to push me back to break even regardless around that area if there is a really big reaction to the news. Obviously, I'm hoping for a reaction to the downside, but we'll see what they want to do. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, the sellers are coming in here. We're catching another push lower. There was quite a bit of mix-up in this number that came out. We had a very bullish tone that pushed us up to equal those highs, and now we've gone up and down, back and forth through those areas here. So we just double bottomed here, and if we don't get a push through soon here, I'm going to pull my order. Well, there you go. Talk about it, and it'll happen. So I was going to say we just had a double bottom here, and I want to avoid a potential double bottom reversal back up to the highs again. So I would have pulled my order a little bit earlier if we started seeing rejection. But in this case, we actually didn't have that rejection, went clear through to our target after a little bit of hesitation at that double bottom. And just a gorgeous trade to the downside. Really nice downtrend forming, a little bit of a wedge beforehand, and just a nice push lower. So all in all, we had 2 contracts off at 25 for 50 and just locked in another 46, $960 on the trade. Just a gorgeous short trade. Can't really ask for much more than that. Now at this point, after the news event comes down, we just pushed these new lows again. But that being said, we've had a couple pushes down here now, and after news comes out, typically with 3 pushes to one direction here, we should start seeing the price reverse. So we might actually catch a reversal back up to the highs again, but that'll just be kind of remain to be seen. All in all, though, gorgeous trade. Can't really ask for much more than that. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade, and don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. Have a good one.